Yo, yo, yo. We got another episode of Flag on the Culture. Aaron, man, how you doing?
Man, good, man. Real good, man. Summertime's cracking, man. We got 'em. We got the athletes going, man. Flag on the culture, man. We back at it, giving y'all another episode. We got something special for y'all today. Tune in.
Yes, we got a guest. But there's a lot of stuff going on. But we'll get into that later. Let's get into what we got going on for the summer, Aaron. What you got going on, and then we'll bring our guests on.
We still got our summer camps going. Still got our summer camps going. Not Easy Broken Fitness. Still bringing our summer camps this summer. We got our last camp is coming up on July 11th. So if you're looking to re-sign up, if you're looking to sign up again for more sessions, let's go on and get you going all the way to August 11th. I know some people's seasons start August 8th. But man, we'll even go through season if you need in-season training. We're here to tune you up, watch film with you, give you a better understanding of the further opponent that you might be playing the next week. So, man, just preparation. Summer camps, getting ready to go on the fall, man. Wishing everybody a good luck in their season.
Nah, already, bro, already. So I got something I just dropped today, and I have a coaching program. I have a pilot out, and this is for coaches who aspire to be DB coaches, coaches that want to be defensive coordinators or want to become trainers, and helping them navigate what I've learned. I've had success in my career, which I've been blessed, but also I want to give back and also help the young men that are coaching. And I know I can't be everywhere at the same time, so I figured, why not help my father, my fellow brothers who coach and help them do what they do and get them to the next level. And that way, we all eat. So I have a pilot program, which I'm only having a certain few of people that are able to get into the program. So if you guys are interested, you can comment or you can DM me at Coach Ike's DB Training on all social media platforms and find out more information. But it is very high level, going to a lot of stuff, going to talk about how to generate turnovers for your athletes. Also talking about how to generate cash if you are in a business, want to start training, and at the same time also secure a gig if you want to get to the next level. So all these things, we discussed is going to be very high level. Like I said, it's just going to be something that truly is going to impact a lot of people.
Man, we love that.
Yeah, so
and let's dive right on into it, man. Flag on the culture today, man. We got a special guest. Man, go ahead and introduce our special guest, man. Let them know what we got boiling for him. Let them know.
So our guest today, man, he's a disruptor. We talk about football, but he has found a niche. He has found a niche and has done it at a high level. And flag football now is played. We have women now playing flag football. We see the Olympics; they're bringing flag football. But this gentleman, Ed Blount, he has been doing some amazing things with flag football for a long time. He started his own football leagues. He's been very successful. We'll get more into that. But without further ado, man, I want to bring on Ed Blount.
Me?
Yes, we can hear you. How you doing?
Hey, I'm about to throw a flag on the culture.
Hey.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, the game started late. I was like, all right, we're going to just, hey, bear with it. I'm in here making pasta anyway, man. So
got you.
What's up with you, Ed? How you doing, man?
Man, blessed. Happy to be here. How you doing?
Man, can't complain, man. Back at it, ready to attack it, man. You know how we do it every day.
That's right. I'm glad to hear that, for sure.
Yeah, so Ed, I gave a little bit of a background about you and what you all about, but prior to getting into your venture, man, can you tell the folks, right? Can you tell the folks a little about where you are located and your upbringing, and then we're gonna get into some the things and you working on and that you're disrupting the space.
Okay. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me on the show. So I appreciate y'all. A little bit about me. Came up, moved around a lot as a kid, so definitely had a tough upbringing. Grew up with two brothers and a sister who both my brothers are deceased now. Sisters got a substance abuse problem, and so with that being said, as a kid, I'm gonna say when I was 12, I was taken to my grandmother for the final time. So I'd gone back and forth living with my grandmother, and so just kind of removed from a situation that wasn't the best at 12, and so that's kind of where my life starts. So I tell if I were to write a book, it would start at 12. So in the seventh grade, I moved to the Valley from Pomona. Had a crazy uncle who come back into this picture down the road, but he came and pulled me out of my little environment that I was in, and took me out there with my grandmother. So we lived in the Valley. Went to junior high school at San Fernando, and not San Fernando, at Sun Valley Junior High School, which I graduated from junior high school in the ninth grade. Yeah, so we went to the ninth grade out there in the Valley. Then we had some issues with my crazy uncle, so we had to get away from him. And that's how me and my grandmother ended up in Pasadena. So we moved to Pasadena going into my 10th grade year. And I tell people this story all the time. I don't know anything about Pasadena. So my grandmother has a friend who has kids that go to Blair, and he took me down to Blair. But technically, I lived on Mountain in Los Robles, and I'm in HS, school district, but I don't know it. Right. And then, so I'm like in the middle between Muir and HS. It'd probably be the same distance to walk to all three of them from where I lived.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a lot of walking back then. So, other than that, I was blessed enough to, like I said, to be able to throw football better than most people. I went down to try out as a wide receiver. I think I threw one pass, and the coach was like giving me the finger, like, come here, like, you're not going to come out here with that and try to go play something else. Yeah. But prior to that, I had never played quarterback with a helmet and shoulder pad ever in my life. So that was my first time playing. He kind of brought me over there. I went literally within, we had Hell Week. We had a couple games under our belt, like the two preseason games or whatever. And by that time, they had brought me up to varsity, but he sat me on the bench. I came in one series in 2 weeks. He put me in one series. I think one quarterback was just playing bad, and the other one got a cramp or something. And they stuck me in there. We drove all the way down the field, and I threw a touchdown to the starting quarterback, hit him in the chest, and he dropped it. And I never saw the field again. Oh. So enter my crazy uncle. So I had to call him and hey, I need you. I could use your skill set right now. Come on down here and talk to this coach for me. And he came down there and coach, because he wouldn't let me go back down to the soft cross league.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if you're gonna bring me up, I'll go sit on the bench, and play for varsity. I'll play both games, right? Like, I'm 16. I'll do both of them. Mm-hmm. But to not play at all, that just kind of destroyed me. I'm sitting there going, oh, I ain't playing at all. And so my uncle came down and he let me go back to the irony of everything. He let me go back down, but he told the coaches that I couldn't play quarterback. So I played receiver. The next game, I went back down. And I want to say that was probably the game right before we started league. And I scored all our touchdowns. And so then I think he just was like, man, no matter what I do to this dude, he's going to do his thing. So, he begrudgingly let me go back and play quarterback. As a result, man, I got to play with some really good cats at the time. As a junior, I had running back Fred Crutcher, who was one of the top running backs in the country, ended up going to USC. I swear to the day that our tight end, Tony Newton, was the baddest athlete on the planet. And if he doesn't have his fatal problems, I think he's Lawrence Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down, bar none. This dude was that amazing. So I'm just gonna say, as a result of that, somebody saw me. We had 2 people go to Nebraska, 1 person go to USC. I mean, we just put people out in the best schools at the time, and so
Yeah.
I was seen by Washington State. Got an offer to go play, and then the rest of the young part is history. So got a scholarship to go play at Washington State, and that's how I'm gonna say that's through the 12th grade.
So you talk about how, you made this transition, from, playing quarterback and understanding the game. Hey, you playing organized sports at this point, and then you get a scholarship and everything like that. But you come up with something that is like genius though. Like, I want you to explain it prior to what you have going on now, but you started something that's really wasn't around. What made you think, hey, I got flag football and I want to start implementing or building this across Southern California?
That's my background. So I was a sports management major, Washington State. So I did a practicum with the school. We would do, when off season in football, I would work in the sports information office, and we would host all the promotional events and things like that went on at halftime of the basketball games. Just odd stuff like that. But that was kind of my background, working in events, scheduling events, planning events, promoting events, and that's what my background was. So when I came home, we're going to skip past. So when I came home from playing football, so I went free agent to the 49ers, played a season over in Trieste, Italy, came home, and then I lived in Huntington Beach, and I just wanted to throw the football. So how it started was out of sheer just selfishness, I guess. I wanted to play catch. And so I made up a game. I made up a 5-on-5 flag football game because nobody else was really doing it on this level. We started out in 1993 in Garden Grove. We had 8 teams sign up. I put an ad in the paper. I talked to a bunch of softball players and basketball players playing in pickup leagues. And we built the league from 8 teams to 500 in 3 years, tracking statistics, telling recap stories. We published a weekly newsletter. Guys in the league, guys and girls were passing these things around like the Watchtower. The league just blew up. Like, the demand for the sport was crazy. My phone's going nuts. I'm looking for fields so that we can accommodate everybody that wanted to play. And so that's kind of how it initially started. Fast forward 32 years. So we're going to jump past a bunch of stuff. I've always seen the trends of where football was going with the flag and touch. And I always felt like, man, this could be a professional sport if it's done right. And so that's kind of how it started. I just looked at what I could do to make it more entertaining and get people to play a premium price versus, just going out to watch a flag football game, which I didn't think many people would want to do that. But if you turned it into the most lit party on the planet, well, everybody wants to be at that. And so that's kind of how I came with the idea. And then plus music festivals were getting, they're demanding $300, $400, $500 a weekend from a fan. So it was just thinking outside the box and going, okay, how can I pull this off and do it? And so I just started building key relationships and things that I could do without having to, go broke trying to do it. So that's how it came about.
Yeah, that's how I met you, Ed.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember. As a matter of
Man,
fact, I remember when you came out there. You was killing it, but you was young.
yeah. I was, man, I was a pup, man. So, man, and I'm glad that you shared that, man. And you know, it's crazy that how everything comes back around. And I wanted to ask you where did the first phase of development come in for you? Um, Not even seeing that it was a niche back in '93, but seeing that it was something that can continue. Where did that development come from? Like where did you see it can continue to develop at?
Yeah. Well, what happened is after about 20 years, about 2012, I kind of got burned out. But really around 2008, when the economy fell apart, and so the housing boom happened, and I was just trying to figure out how to pivot. And I was like, okay, what else can I do now? Because everything was falling apart. Everybody's losing money in the stock market, housing, all of that. So that's when I came with the idea I was going to create content, and everything I know was football. So I was going, I'm going to create content for Hollywood without having any relationships in Hollywood or anything like that. I got a bunch of friends that work in the industry, like we all do, but I didn't know anybody to start writing TV shows and things like that. So I came up and figured out how to just um, through my friends and through just different people showing me what to do and how it worked, and just talking to a lot of people, man. I figured out, how to write a treatment, what a show tagline was, log line, just kind of how to put a little package together. So the first show I wrote was a show I called The Playmaker, and everything I was doing was around football. And Michael Irvin's nickname is The Playmaker. And so, being a Cowboy fan, I was like, I love that name and the concept for what I was doing. And so, The Playmaker was a reality show that was going to get a guy off the street, a tryout in the NFL. I had a guy that I knew pitched it to Michael Irvin, said he didn't want to sign a non-disclosure. This is what the guy's telling me. So I'm here at a third party. Lo and behold, 3 years later, I get a phone call from a pretty reputable production company in Hollywood, asking me to help them find talent for a show that's going to get a guy a tryout off the street, starring guess who, right? And I was like, huh? You're not calling me to tell me that you want to pick up my show idea. You're calling me to ask me for help finding talent. So at that point, it was affirmation for me that I was on to something, that I knew that I could do it. Now, I'm smart enough to know that I can't go after anybody in Hollywood because I didn't have the means, and they would just wear you down from a legal standpoint. But like I said, it gave me affirmation, and so that's how I got the idea to kind of turn it into a competition reality show. So a few years later, I shot a sizzle reel in the Rose Bowl with Rob Gronkowski, which I called the show at the time the Gridiron Kings, and that was just basically an and one mixtape tour kind of team for football. I was going to travel city to city. So we got it on the shelf right now. So it's just sitting here waiting for somebody to pick it up. But that's how it all started. And then one day the light bulb went off, and I was like, I had this passion for storytelling and obviously this football league and taking flag and touch football to the next level. And when the light bulb went off, it was, how do I make my game a professional sport? And that's when I went down the rabbit hole. And at that point, I just shut everything down and started working on that because I knew it was going to be a major project to actually pull off, which I'm still in the midst of trying to pull off, right? So we're actually looking to raise capital now. But when I say I took 20,000 hours, I needed all 20,000 hours to get prepared for what it is that I'm trying to tackle in terms of turning, 5-on-5 flag touch football into a professional action sport.
That's awesome, man. So, yeah. with another question, real quick, who is one person that you're looking to connect with to allow you to be to allow this to become more successful? Who are some people you're looking to partner with, or some people you're looking to connect with to help you, even if it's financial means, or even if it's sponsorship means? Is there any specific person you're looking for that we can, put it out there and hopefully we get something back?
Yeah, man. Man. Thank you for asking. That's a great question. I have, like I said, I've had a lot of experience putting together and packaging pitch decks and just marketing. And so our persona that we're looking for, basically our audience persona, what I'm trying to say, my target person is Shaq, right? So I call my avatar Shaq and Serena because those are the caliber of people that I'm actually looking to try to team up with. And I just figured, right now with sports being as hot as it is right now, like pro sports franchises is a hot commodity right now that everybody wants to be a part of. And then, as you saw last week, the Lakers sold for $10 billion. So they sold 60% of the Lakers for $10 billion, which set a new high, and it's only going to continue to go up. I read an article with the guy, Fertitta, who owns the Houston Rockets and Mastro's Steakhouse, I believe. And he just said no professional sports franchise has ever sold for less than it was purchased in the history of pro sports, ever. So we're up to $10 billion, and nobody can afford that. Mm-hmm. So they can afford 10 million though, right? So Ice Cube has a Big Three basketball league that he just launched like 7 years ago. They're doing really well. They just sold 4 franchises last summer for $10 million each. So that kind of set the market for alternative pro sports leagues. So leagues like pickleball and rugby sevens and things like that are alternatives to the main thing. And I see that's how I see this, right? But the price tag is affordable for a lot of people. And so that's the goal, is to reach out to Shaq, Serena, Kendrick Lamar. I'm just trying to Matthew McConaughey, right? Kevin Hart's of the world. Just
man, all our predominant people, man. Listen to this, man. We're looking for some just some connections, man. We can meet. We'd love for you to tap in with our guy Ed Blount, man, on Flag is the Culture, man, and just so y'all can, even if it's just something like this, a conversation, allow him to put it in front of y'all, man. I just wanted to know that. You got anything for him, Coach Ike?
Man, so I kind of want to go back because I don't want to go over how you said it started with 5 teams in '93, and then you went to 500 in 3 years.
Yeah.
So
we started with 8.
Well, 8 teams, yeah. So it's just amazing. So I want to, because I'm into finances and I like to talk about business and stuff like that. What was that like? First of all, was it a lot because it expanded so fast? So obviously you only one person, so obviously you had to get a team. So what was that overhead of expanding so fast? And then during that time was obviously Michael Irvin's situation happened, whereas there's other people trying to also take your idea and create these other leagues during this time.
Man, these are all good questions, man. I got a whole story waiting to be told. Like David Goliath, I guess, kind of, right? I had a guy that worked for me who decided he was going to start a league. I'm not going to mention his name. This dude is just a work of art. But he sued me, worked for me for 2 years, and sued me for stealing his trade secrets.
Wow.
And he had a successful league, just as successful as mine, no problems. And for me, it didn't matter because nobody knew we existed. Like, I got 500 teams, he got 400 teams. We're a blip on the map. Nobody knows we are out here. You know what I mean? So for me, it was just flattery, I guess, right? Imitation is the best form of flattery. So it was flattering. In that case, it was like, okay, you build a league, I'm cool with it. It's only growing the game, because we're talking about 33 years ago, right? Literally, probably, I don't know, I can't remember when the lawsuit. It had to be about 7-8 years in, but we were still growing. I mean, look how far we've come now. We're in 2025, and they're just starting to talk about this as an Olympic sport, as a professional sport. Like the NFL just took bids to. There's an article came out a few months back where they took bids on a professional flag football league, right? They
In the
had 10
offseason.
VCs. Yeah. So it's the hot topic right now, right? Especially amongst the females, because the girls are killing it. And now it's about to be in all 50 states, high school varsity sport. It's a college NAIA Division II scholarship sport now. Within the next 2 years, it will be an NCAA scholarship sport for women, right? So creating a men's national league and a women's national league that kind of have pay equity, run simultaneously, it just falls in line with inclusivity, right? And just kind of being inclusive for everybody to participate, and it gives us all more access. But the best thing is it's an affordable pathway to pro sports franchise ownership. And once I get to my avatar, Shaq and Serena's of the world, we can all grow it together, and everybody wins. So let me go back to the first question. But we started with 8 teams. We grew it to 500. I had a great group of guys with me helping me build it. But the problem was I still was uneducated in terms of running a business. So even though we had this many teams, I wasn't tracking what I should have been tracking. I wasn't keeping data, statistics, right? Those kind of things. We're keeping game stats, but I wasn't keeping the data on the people as I should have been. And so I get a chance to kind of do it all over again. That's what I said. The 20,000 hours has kind of kicked in, and now I'm really prepared to kind of be a CEO that can take American football to the world through this vision of storytelling, right, and content creation.
So
Yeah, I love that, man. I love that.
Real quick, Aaron, and then you can, unless you got one. I wanted to know because 93, I'm pretty sure you was doing something else, right? Working and stuff. And then this starts off. Was it so profitable where you didn't have to focus on working? You could just do this, or was it not profitable at all?
No, man, thank you. I love these questions, man. It's like you guys are hitting all these points, right? Listen, I was working for a sporting goods company, a Korean family in Cyprus in Orange County. I had just started really running these flag football leagues, and I was so excited about it. I couldn't think about anything else. So the whole time I'm at work, all I'm thinking about is these football leagues and how I need more time. And I'm like, man, if I had more time, I could build this thing to 300 teams. And at the time, 300 sounded like so far-fetched. When I tell people, they just like laughed at me, like, man, come on, man, you're not, whatever. So I went home, and I'm telling you, I'm all night long, I'm thinking about it. I go to work the next day, and I got laid off the very next day. And I'm like, this is God working. Yesterday, I said I wish I had more time.
Yeah.
I got all the time I can handle right now. So I went and bought a Microsoft computer, and I just learned Excel spreadsheets, Access database, Publisher, Word. Like I just went and taught myself all of this stuff. When I tell you, I'm not sleeping for 3 years. Like I'm up doing these stories, and my man Kevin Jones was helping me at the time as well. So between Kevin and then we brought on another guy, Victor Luda, and then Per Larson. But between the 4 of us, we're grinding. We're keeping statistics automatically. Like there was no internet. There was no fantasy football type kind of interface where you could actually go and look at your stuff. Even though I had built an Access database, I had an Access database built that allowed you to go in. Everybody had a unique ID on the platform. And so, Arness, you would have yours, Aaron would have his. Well, Aaron actually probably saw it because he actually played. And you would get your team stats. You could pull up the league stats you played in. You could pull up the stats from all the leagues and see where you fit between everybody that was playing. And so that's that's how it started. And so I had plenty of time, like I said, after that. But after that was the last job I took. I never looked back. So it was tough the first couple of seasons, and we ran 3 seasons a year, because 8 teams times $800 isn't a lot, right, to live on for a year. But once we got into year 2, 3, now we got 500 teams, right, playing annually, and it was lovely. It was killing. So, with that all said, with this newsletter that we use to spread the word and keep everybody connected in different cities. So at the end of every city, I had a national championship at the end of every season. So I would bring all the teams. I mean, I remember the biggest one I had. I want to say we did one at the Rose Bowl, one at Long Beach College. That was just amazing. Like Budweiser sponsored it, Hooters sponsored it. We just had so many people out there, right, playing and enjoying and having a good time. And I remember Chris McAllister played in that event. And I remember guys talk about how good he was, right? And he was just jogging around with them. They couldn't get away from him. But then I ended up getting, we could talk about that later, but I ended up getting inducted into the Pasadena Hall of Fame with Chris. And I brought it up to him, and he doesn't remember. He's like, I don't remember playing. I was like, all right. He was out there.
Nah, that's dope.
Man, hey, Ed, I wanted to ask you, man, with all the information and with all the advice you have given us, and with everything you've done, what's something that you would do differently? You would either do differently then, now. Like, what is something that you would have done differently with the information and stuff that you know now? What is something that you would have maybe changed up from your younger self into now?
Yeah, great question. Aaron, I'm doing it. I mean, I got a second chance to do it, right? I'm just doing it on a larger scale now. So now I'm making it a professional league. So now I've taken the time to actually build a team, right? Create processes and systems that allow us to automate registrations, teams, create affiliate programs, I built a military partnership initiative for veterans, right? So we're actually giving franchise to vets. And then we'll take a piece on the back end. But that was just my solution to kind of what was going on with the whole Colin Kaepernick movement, and people were just kind of pulling on, how, I don't know how they tied the military to that stuff, but for me, it was just like, well, what are we doing for the vets? Like, I hear all the problems. I hear what you guys are bickering about. So for me, it was just, how do we create opportunities for guys who need them? And we could train them how to be entrepreneurs, train them how to be in businesses. So I would say, man, everything. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't here. I wasn't in this headspace 30 years ago, but it was easy, right? Because everybody wanted to play. People were just giving me cash, right? Like 10 teams want to play in Pasadena, right? 20 teams want to play in Garden Grove. 30 teams want to play in Newport Beach, right? It was just trying to keep up with it back then, but without having a plan, right? Because remember, I started this just because I wanted to throw the football. I wasn't thinking this was going to turn into, even though I did know I could build it to this size because that was my goal, but I wasn't thinking it was going to turn into a business like that.
Yeah, nah. I wanted to, because we got introduced by Coach Mill as well, and when you was telling me about the idea, I think we stayed on the phone for like almost at least 2 hours, just bouncing ideas and things of that sort. And the reason why I think this is truly amazing is because at the end of the day, it's all about talent and the guys that you can actually have. And this, because football, we know it's a young man's game, but this gives an opportunity for guys who are no longer able to play at that higher level in the NFL or CFL without, but they can still play because they're still in shape and they can still earn some money. And you also have some up and young coming guys that they also can to build their brand. So I think it's a powerful, powerful platform. And then just the whole concept around where it's not just flag football, like you said. We have a concert going on. We got entertainment. So now it's a family affair and everyone's going to enjoy themselves. I think it's truly amazing. It's going to be very disruptive. And I can't wait until it gets off the ground. And I know it is.
Yeah, it's an adult party for sure, right? Like beer trucks, cannabis cafes, um, hot chicks, athletic dudes. It's a party, man. Like at the end of the day, right? We're playing football. Games are 40 minutes, sandwiched between live music and breakdance competitions, right? So it's 3 days of organized chaos, which is cool, and it should, I call it the battle box, um, right now. So I'll come up with a bunch of names, but I like it because everything's about the competition. Everything's about the battle. If it's on stage or if it's on the field or if it's in the octagon, we're all battling, right? But what's really dope about it is fans can actually own it and people can buy fractional shares in specific identified teams, right? Our flagship team, our Las Vegas Football Club, is the one that we have right now where we have up to 2,700 seats that fans can actually participate in and purchase those seats for a fraction of what, obviously it's not going to cost them $10 million, but it's about $2,300 per seat. But the way that I structured it, when we sell the other 5 teams in this initial cohort, their value will go up 6 times. Just because as an early adopter and for getting on board and helping me and taking some of the risk with me, I wanted to show my appreciation, and that's kind of how I'm doing it. But just to be able to own a piece of something like this on the ground floor, imagine getting in on the NFL. I remember reading an article where the Cleveland Browns or the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think, were the first 2 teams. One was purchased for $100 in a gambling in a card game. The other one was $2,500. Wow. I believe it was the Pittsburgh Steelers bought it for his son, first birthday, and now it's worth over $6 billion. Like, it's crazy. So we can build this to that collectively, and then when you start looking at all the people screaming, we need our own, we need our own, we need our own. Well, here, I built it, right? So now help me support it and get it going. And I hate to sound like a crowdfund pledge, but I built a platform, right? I built a crowdfund platform at our website. So you can go there and check that out. fast5.us, fast the number 5.us. But it's special, man. It really gives us all a chance. And then my goal is to build $1 billion brand in 5 years. And I want to allow the world to kind of watch us build it, right? So I'm actually trying to create content around everything. But not only do I want to build $1 billion valuation in 5 years, I actually want to raise $1 billion for charity. And that's when I get into the whole, watching my best friend, Didi Moore, go through what he went through with ALS and fighting that battle. And then it was just devastating, right? So he passed away from ALS in 2005. I created a foundation called the More Hope Foundation in his honor. We raised a bunch of money. I got a bunch of people to help. It was easy because everybody loved him, and it wasn't about me. It was so much bigger than me. But the tournament went off amazing. We gave him and his dad a check. His dad wouldn't take the cash. His dad wouldn't take the cash, but so he made my accountant cut him a check. But it was just a really special moment and probably one of the most satisfying, gratifying things that I've ever done. Right. So unfortunately he passed away 3 months after that event. But you can hear it from me. Like, I still want to continue on his legacy and through More Hope and raise $1 billion for charity. And I think we have a great platform, and I think the fans will love my ideas. So basically, I just created a kind of every ticket sold, we're looking to donate $22. So, and what that means is over the course of life, and the reason I chose 22 because that was the number of suicides that was happening with the military veterans every day. So it was a way for me to pay homage to the vets, suicide prevention. And I did talk to a company called Mission 22, and they're definitely interested in kind of collaborating. So it's just a matter of getting it all going. But people can kind of select what organization they want their funds to go to, so that'll be part of the ticket. And yeah, it's just way bigger than me, man. This is not about me. It's about how we can create opportunities and hope and change for everybody, and everybody wins.
Is it okay to, because I know stuff is still in the process, but I know you already got an idea of where certain teams are going to be. Can you announce that now, or you want to hold off on that?
For that teams in the West Coast Conference?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just selected the 6 teams on the West Coast: Phoenix, LA, Portland, Seattle, Oakland, and Las Vegas. So the Las Vegas team is the crowd-funded, fan-owned team, and so we're looking for 5 investors to purchase the other 5, the teams of their choice. But we have 5 teams available for purchase now. And then, the price is going to quadruple and double and triple every year. No different than what we're seeing with, I'll say, the big 3 and pickleball. But really, if you look at what's happening in Major League Sports, it's grown 5x over the last 10 years. So 10 years ago, you could have bought a franchise for $500 million. Today, you can't even think about getting anything for less than from $5 billion. So it's a great opportunity, like I said, to build and grow a brand around the most popular sport, right? The most marketable, popular, profitable sport in America. And because of the helmet-to-helmet collisions, concussions, and CTE, we're looking for a safer way to play football. And here I created it in 1993.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. You opening up so many opportunities, not only just for athletes, but for human beings in general, man. And we appreciate you, Ed, man. I can't thank you enough for just first off for coming on, throwing a flag on the culture, letting the people know what we got coming.
I love that name.
All right. Thank you, man. Letting the people know what you got, in store, man. So another question I have, man, where can people find you at? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Where can people find you at? Where can people contact you at? And if you don't have that information, where can they get in contact with you at?
You can reach out with me through social networks at Ed Blount, right? So Facebook, stuff like that, Ed Blount, you can find me. But most social handles are FAST, the number 5, USA. So FAST, the number 5, USA. And the reason I did that is because the goal is to take the content that we're using to create a competition reality show and then take the show to the world so we can actually create FAST Asia, FAST Africa, FAST 5 Mexico.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, man. Yeah, thank you.
That's fire. Man, so Ed, we appreciate you, man, hopping on. Man, I can't wait till this all blows up and we gonna be like, man, we had Ed on. We had him on Flag on the Culture. So y'all make sure y'all tap in because Ed doing some great things, man. Doing some great things.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me, man. And I'm definitely gonna bring Flag on the Culture with me. I'm trying to figure out how to borrow it now. So
hey, we're gonna cut this up and we're gonna tag everybody. We're gonna tag Shaq, Serena,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, everybody. Man, we sending it out there.
Look, every music artist that you see on the sidelines of a basketball and football game, right? I know Drake wants to own a pro sports franchise, right? I saw Kendrick catching passes with the Rams, right? So I'm like, they all love football. If you go down south, athletes want to be artists want to be athletes. here's a chance to be Mark Cuban.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, I
period.
like that.
Or Magic Johnson, right? Like here.
Yeah.
So Magic, where you at, Magic? Come talk to me, man. Or I'll come talk to you. Or Magic said he only talked to people that are talking in billions. So we talking in billions, Magic.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh man, Ed, though, man, we appreciate you for your time. We definitely gonna make sure we follow up, and we're gonna make sure we all tapped in so we can get this done.
I appreciate
Thank
you
you,
guys.
Ed.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it, man.
Aaron, Coach Ike, y'all keep hustling. We gonna make it happen. And yeah, y'all coming with me. You
Yes,
know it
sir.
already.
You already
So
know.
let's go. Yeah. So we're gonna need more good people, man. So I
You already
appreciate you
know it.
guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes, sir.
Nah, man, I don't think people understand how big this gonna be, and like for people who not understanding this concept, right? So think about flag football, but think about like the M1 mixtape, how they travel from city to city. But not only flag football, you got a concert going on and you got an entertainment. So you got M1 flag football, you got production company as well, documenting all of this stuff. At the same time, the kids and the ladies, they're not interested in football. They got a performance. It's gonna be. It's truly amazing, man. Truly amazing.
Yeah, man. So if you don't want to play, you're not an athlete, you can still come out and have a good time, man. That's all he pretty much telling you. And man, the biggest I like how you could have shares within a team, man. That's one thing that I really like about that, man. From a normal human to an investor, all the way to a player, man. So he's giving everybody the opportunity to help the growth of the company, man. So man, I love that, man. I love that, man. That was a flag that the coach definitely needed to pick up and take with them, man. Don't let that flag just sit there on the 50-yard line. Y'all pick that up and take it with y'all, man.
Facts. So man, we still got some time, bro. So it's I got a question for you, bro. It's been a lot of this Kobe talk. I don't know if you heard it or not, but people have been talking about, Tracy McGrady, Gilbert Arenas made some comments. And it kind of Kobe got brought in the middle of it. And it got me to thinking, bro, where or who do you got your top NBA guys, and then why are they your top?
Of all time,
Yeah, of all time.
so Kobe, number one. Michael Jordan, number two. Shaq, number three. Um, uh, this is my top five. Not like because I kind of jump around from old school to new school. I like Anthony Edwards and SGA.
Mm-hmm.
So if them is my three old school and two new school, that's who I would take. Kobe, number one. I watched Kobe. I watched Kobe my whole life pretty much. Michael Jordan, I heard about Michael Jordan and watched Michael Jordan just a little bit. I wasn't able to experience Michael Jordan. He was at the Wizards, but nobody liked Michael Jordan at the Wizards. Shaq, it's not a way. It's Shaq. You can't say nothing about to me. You can't stop Shaq.
Yeah.
And I say Anthony Edwards, dog, bro. New age dog, bro. New age dog. He got a lot of Kobe and Jordan in him mixed with a lot of himself as well. And SGA, he just one of the smoothest, newest, youngest new guys that I tend to like. Of course, there's other guys out there, but you asking a guy who I don't care about stats. I don't care about how many points a night they putting up. I don't give a damn about that. So for me, I'm going off of production, awards, and consistency, bro.
Yeah,
We've been
yeah.
hearing about Anthony Edwards all year. Every time Kobe played, you heard about Kobe. Every time Jordan played, you heard about Jordan. Every time Shaq played, you heard about Shaq. Every time Anthony Edwards played, you heard about him, even if it was all year, all season. SGA, we heard about him all last couple years. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give you that. That's my little 5 right there. That's my
So,
5 and why.
so that's your 5, right? So I don't necessarily have a 5, but I think basketball comes down to categories for me because I don't like to discredit people. First, I'm going to answer that I think Kobe is the greatest I've seen. Just that's hands down for me. Um, but when it comes to like categories for me, I think Kobe. I think Kobe is the most skilled basketball player, and this is just from what I've seen. I can't go back in history and what I know. I think he's the most skilled basketball player in NBA. I think LeBron is the greatest all-around player in the NBA as far as all that he can do. I think Kevin Durant, prior to Kevin Durant, it was Carmelo Anthony, the best scorer. Like, as far as it's so easy, you can't stop them. They're gonna get to their spot. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So I think it just comes down to categories for me when it comes to that. Now, the reason why I think Kobe is the best, and this is just how I evaluate and break out talent. I always look if if we was to play pickup basketball or pickup foot, and this is any sport, pickup football, and we didn't know anybody out there, and we talking about on the basketball court now. If Michael Jordan was out there, if LeBron James was out there, if Kevin Durant, Carmelo, and Kobe Bryant was out there, and you didn't know them, you just looking at physical people, physical attributes. I'm pretty sure most people will not pick Kobe
LeBron.
as their first pick.
You said, look who?
They wouldn't pick Kobe as their first pick.
Oh no, he wouldn't. He don't pass the look test to somebody who, yeah.
Exactly. So that's how I determine how great you are, because if you're a God-given like ability, like I feel like you should be doing that. Like you got everything you need. Now, if you're not better, it's kind of like what you doing. So for Kobe to have accomplished all that he did, and we know Kobe is athletic, but he's not the most. He's an average shooting guard.
Yeah, athletic wise, I'm not going there.
Yeah, but what he did overall with what he was given, he maximized it compared to everybody else. So to me, that's why I consider him the best.
I could say that too, but I think even in saying, I think Kobe could go in every category except the 5, and along with Michael Jordan except the 5. But LeBron can play every one. So do we go on athleticism there, or do we go off size?
I think both. I think both when it comes to that.
Being able to, being able to be an all around, being able,
But the thing is, I
his
think
size
Kobe.
gets him to play the 5.
Yeah, I think Kobe though too. He's a competitor. He'll do it, and Kobe has guarded LeBron. Kobe has guarded Carmelo Anthony. They are considered, fours or threes, right? Kobe is a shooting guard. He's 6'6". So he's guarding Carmelo and LeBron, who are 6'9", 6'8". You feel me? So, and he's looking to guard them. So that just shows you the competitor he is, though. So yeah, man, I just felt like I can't stand for Kobe, but that's my, if anything, it's like, all right, man, y'all kind of being disrespectful not having him in certain places. But this
But
is
then he also not here to speak for himself to give people different perspectives on how he is the best. Because best believe he would change everybody's perspective if he was here to speak for himself on the conversation would be different with Kobe here, straight out. That's not even we're not even like it's people who change their whole demeanor towards the sport itself because he was around. So
exactly.
just imagine like bro, just imagine how many NBA players would be at a Kobe camp for off season.
What, bro?
He might as well start a USA team. I guarantee you Kobe can have more players than Jordan.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I guarantee you, bro. And so if you asking me, I just personally feel like the person that brought the best inspiration to the generation, because I don't know, Michael Jordan is like an old school, like he got old. He did the same. He did the same thing as Kobe. I would say to you. But Kobe just brings a different presence, bro. It's just a different presence. His game is different.
Yeah, yeah. And everybody said, like, I always thought Kobe was the best. And then I saw the last documentary, the last dance or whatever documentary. And I was like, oh man, I was like, Jordan, he's that dude. But then I realized I'm like, Jordan had every physical ability over Kobe. He had bigger hands. He was naturally a stronger person, and he could jump out of the gym. And I'm like, even though Kobe learned all his moves, he took it to a whole nother level. Like you couldn't stop Kobe, even with his limitations physically. You couldn't stop him, and he still was going to score on you, and there was nothing you could do about it. So that just shows you, man. Once you're unstoppable like that, hey,
that's that Mamba, man. He's always throwing a flag on the culture. That's just Kobe game right there.
man, that
Respect it or you don't.
yeah, bro. Because if Kobe was around, he'd be like, "Hey, all right, lace him up now," and nobody want that smoke.
Oh
Nobody.
no, he let that Achilles be all right. Man, I got another question about sports, man. I got another question about sports, man. Everybody talking about. I know it's a trending topic. Travis Hunter just got 30 million guaranteed. Also read something that he was doing more wide receiver than defense. Um, man, what's your take on what his future could look like for the Jaguars, bro? Like, what's your take on? First off, let me hear what you think about that contract. Then let me hear on what you think, like, moving forward with his career. Um, is he able to do it? And I want to speak about it before it actually happens. You know what I'm saying? So
So when I heard that he was getting that guaranteed money, I was happy for him. But it also went in my mind, it's like, why they do that? I'm thinking as far as business, why would they do that? And something that came in my mind is like, we about to run you into the ground. Like we paying you this money, we gon' we gonna use you all the way up, all the way. And so that's just because because at the end of the day, this is a business,
you
and
asked for it.
you not going to heavily invest in somebody if you feel like they not going to be on the field for a long time. Now, they probably have seen the numbers of him getting drafted of how many ticket sales, so they probably already seen because this is a correlation. Like, man, he already bringing in this amount of money. Let's pay him this, right? So they probably did see that correlation, but I'm like, shoot, they about to use him. He about to be close to. He may not be 100 plays because NFL you like 60 to 80. He might be around 50 to 40 plays though for sure. But they said they're gonna use him as a receiver most of the time, and I think he is a natural receiver. And I think they're gonna put him in on specialties like third downs or some nickel packages. I think they're gonna work their way in, but I think he can be very successful. Now it's just at some point in time, right? At some point in time, I want to see um,
You want to see him focus on being an NFL player.
No, I don't want to see that because I don't want to put him in a box. I want to see if he is being used correctly or if he not, where he like, you know what, just put me over here. Just like put me over here for sure, like for the whole time. Rather that be a defense or on offense. So that's what I want to see.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Or is he going package on offense? And let's say we got a hurry up package and he's staying for the whole package. We don't get the completion on offense. We don't complete what we were supposed to do. We don't do the assignment. And you turn around and got to play against Amari Cooper, or are they gonna put him on the slot? Are they gonna put him on Are they gonna put him on the inside? Where you get, I mean, it don't matter in the NFL no more, bro. So that's why I'm like, it doesn't matter if he getting. It don't matter who you go against, bro. Like it don't matter if you guarding the number 1 or number 3. They got work. So I mean, I don't know. I kind of just stopped myself for saying that or just answer my own question, but I just said yeah, man. Yeah, you gave him $30 million. He's definitely going to invest it into his body. And I just, bro, it's interesting to me to hear everybody all saying the same thing about him, about his motor, man. Like I've never played with anybody like that. So I want to know what it's like to play with somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Who is just full of energy. You always see him dancing, and you know dancing takes a lot out of you as well. Even if it's just 2 or 3 steps, bro, you can do a dance move and you're thinking about it and physically doing it. So that's tiring your whole everything out. And just man, I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud of him. I want to see the best. I want to see the best for him, bro. Like to be honest with you, he's definitely a Reggie Bush of our generation that I want to see continue his legacy as far as not being a 1-year guy to where next year he plays just one position. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think this could last for about 3 years, and then we lock into a one side of the ball, Travis Hunter, for him to now get Hall of Fame achievements and stuff like that towards the end of his career.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I hope the best for him. And like I said, I hope they use him correctly because, just because you in there don't mean they're gonna use you correctly and wisely, man. But you brought up first round picks, bro. I want to talk about this situation. There's a lot of news about this, and it's the first round pick for the Bengals, Shamar Stewart, who was drafted by Cincinnati from Texas A&M, DN, right? Um, Everybody's talking about this because he has not signed his contract. Now, the reason why he hasn't signed his contract, and fans are backlashing like, oh, he wants more money, this and that. Cincinnati Bengals actually put in his contract some language that isn't in the first round draft pick that was in the previous year. So essentially, in his contract, I believe if he gets hurt or something like that, they don't have to pay him his money. And he's like, oh no, I'm not signing that until y'all take it out. So this story's been going on. He hasn't practiced yet. He's been at the facilities. He's been wanting to practice. The media been talking to him, and fans aren't understanding exactly what's going on. But recently, and this is where we're at currently, um, he could possibly opt out of his contract altogether and sit
And be
out.
drafted.
Yeah, so sit out the whole 2025 season and re-enter the draft in 2026. Bro, what are your thoughts about this situation?
Well, you know who I'm talking to, and my boy always go to business. So, number one, are you saving or are you wasting? That's what I'm thinking about. So, that's the number one question I got for you. Would they be saving or would they be wasting? And was anything guaranteed before he signed?
So a certain amount is guaranteed, but that's why the clause, whatever, if he got hurt, they don't have to give the remaining. So they probably give him a signing bonus, But after that, if he got hurt, then they can void his contract essentially.
Now you could get that signing bonus and still sit out for 2025 season if they don't change that within your contract.
I don't know. I don't know if he can do that. But
Okay,
the
so
thing is, they would have his rights if he signed a contract.
Oh yeah, so okay, that's why he hasn't signed. So okay, perfectly understood. My goodness, I would sit out until they change the language. Just being somebody that's opening up another rabbit hole. That's really what he's doing. Like he's really somebody that's opening up. He's honestly, from a business perspective, he's helping these agents more get deeper into these contracts of understanding how to read these contracts. So for the further people who think they're going to be gypped out of a contract, now that small language is what people are now going to pay attention to. Then you got AI where you can put your paper through a certain thing and have it, detect certain, whatever it is, detect certain things for it. So, man, I think there's pros and cons to it. Man, I think the pros to it is that he's definitely gonna start a lot of stuff that's misunderstood, but that makes sense later on, as always happens. But the cons of it is he's gotta hope somebody has a sorry year. What does he think this is? You're not gonna be the pick that you was just. They're about to understand the contract and how you do it. They're about to negotiate you a contract, and they're about to. If you don't want them crumbs, what you gonna wait another year?
So I think it's a smart move for him sitting out. Now, the thing is, if he sit out, most likely his NFL career is done. Just because the NFL doesn't.
You're not about to play with our business like that.
Yeah, but this brings up why NIL is so important because it gives players leverage. And the thing about it is, let's not even say this had a claw. Let's just say like, man, I told y'all not to draft me, and y'all draft me anyways. I'm not signing this contract. And the reason why dudes can do that is because they got money now, and they like, shoot, I don't need the money right now. I'm taking an actual pay cut depending on who the player is, right? And especially if you was a first round guy, for the most part, you was probably the main guy in college. So you was probably getting paid in college. So you probably cool. So now it gives you leverage where now you don't have to get in a bad deal. And who is to say it's a good or a bad deal? Obviously, his camp, his team feel it's a bad deal, so he don't need to sign. So if he was getting NIL, he like, shoot, I'm sitting easy. Now, for me, I think, shoot, he can go play in another league if he want. He can do whatever. He can still get some income because first of all, he already got money from college, but now he can give some more income in the UFL where he build up more leverage, or he can go play.
Man, he could take up the price for the draft. He could ask for more in the UFL.
So he's gonna have all the leverage. It's just he can go to CFL, whatever it is. He ain't signed no contract, and this is gonna create some issues. And I'm all for it, man, because I want to see how the NFL reacts. They've been
Yeah,
having
disrupt the business that's been keeping you in a harness for years.
years,
Disrupt it.
years.
I'm with that, man. I'm with all that. I would, like I'll if the signing bonus is there on top of you managing your NIL money good enough, hey man, y'all better change up that language, man.
Change it up.
Y'all
Change
better
it up.
change that language up, man. I'm trying to play. And look, I want to play so bad. I'll go to the UFL with this NIL and this signing bonus money.
What? And
It's filmed to show y'all he the best. Come on, man. I mean, see now that's where it get tricky. That's where it get tricky for your own health.
But then, dudes know how to play. Like dudes, how to play. Like, first of all, I was
Yeah,
told.
it's not about you. It's about somebody else trying to take something away from you.
True.
So that's what I'm saying. Like as far as you know what I'm like, that's it could be somebody out there that wanted to be in your position, that thought they should have been in your position, and now they just, you feel me, every play they're coming after your ankle, or they're coming for you. So
well, you know where he could go. He can go to Fast Five with Ed. Hey, hey.
be ready, man.
Hey, he gonna be in that thing. He's still getting paid. It ain't the same, but I already got my check. What we talking about here, man? All right.
I want to be alive and well.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I got one more question, bro. So I kind of wanted to bring this up with Coach Mills, but we didn't get to it. Um, in this game of football, there's a lot of sacrifice. They try to sell to us team, team, team. And it is a team game. But ultimately, the team success is not going to help you, the athlete, at your position. So, do you think it's the job of a player to sacrifice his position for the betterment of the team?
So if you get this new NIL where the school pays you and they pay the athletes directly, risk it all. Not in a negative way, but in the most positive way. Like now, speak up for your teammates who are not getting paid. Now, put yourself in a position where your leverage is going to allow you to be in that position. You got me? If you don't have no leverage, shut up. Straight out. If you ain't got no leverage, you need to shut up. That's just like somebody without money trying to talk to people with money. You get what I'm saying? So it's ultimately on your status. Number one. Yeah, I think it's ultimately on your status and stuff like that, man. I just feel like, to answer the question, I feel like it's a yes and a no. Like, and I say it's a yes and a no because, like I just said not too long ago, I mean, you put yourself in a position where, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of out leverage yourself, but then you put yourself in a position if you do have leverage. So that's just my opinion on it. I feel like it's circumstantial. It's
No,
very circumstantial. Like you put yourself in, like it's circumstantial, bro. It's that's like being in a championship game. You know y'all about to win. Are you gonna go all out, or are you gonna give half effort? Now you giving half effort just allow somebody to beat you in a championship game that you worked so hard for.
see, I was actually in a situation, so I can speak on it. I can speak on it from a personal standpoint because being in this position, playing free safety in JUCO as a freshman, and then playing corner, and at the time, I totally understood. I wanted to play. The reason why I wasn't playing, I got hurt in an All-Star game, so I had to earn a spot on the field. But the other two corners, my dogs, they was balling, so there's no hate or anything. It's like, man, how can I get on the field? And the coach, he felt like, hey, Ness, I need you on the field, but you're gonna play safety, free safety at the 4-2-5. So, going at safety, I'm 5'7", not even 160, and making all the calls. End up starting like middle of the season, and then we went all the way to the championship game. So I started all the way to the championship game. Now, because that coach, he went on to the next level. I got another DB coach. He told me as soon as he met me, he said, "Man," he said, "he messed you up by putting you at safety." I'm like, "What you mean? I'm a freshman. I just want to play." He was like, "Well, now coach is gonna think, oh, you play safety when you actually play corner." And he was correct because when we had spring ball, I was a qualifier out of high school, which means I can sign during the spring and go off to a college team if they offer me. Well, Louisville came down, New Mexico State came down, and some other schools, but those are the two main schools that were really looking at me. And all the coaches kept saying is like, man, you kind of small for a safety. And I kept trying to tell them, like, I don't play safety. I play corner. I was just playing that. But in their mind, that's all they saw me play was corner. I mean, safety. So that's all they can see me at, which hurt me not getting picked up by the school. And I had my boy who I played on, we played arena football together, Jay Ferg. He was also in the same situation where he came from JUCO, went to UTEP, and his first 2 years up at UTEP, he's playing corner. I believe his junior year, he got hurt. His senior year, he redshirted. Now it's time for him to have a big senior year. One of the starting safeties go down, and they like, hey, can you play safety? And he actually said it. He was like, that's my biggest regret. He was like, because I was projected to go high enough. He was like, I already had the odds stacked to get me against my size at corner, but he's like, I had a better chance to get an opportunity, at least to the league, than at playing safety. But he said, when I played safety, I had no opportunity. He was like, it hurt me. He was like, now you're comparing me to all the safeties coming out. So he was like, even if I do good in my pro day, you're looking at my height, you're looking at my broad jump, you're looking at my speed compared to what the other safeties are doing and not a corner. So I feel like it hurts more people than it actually benefits people. And it's like I said, this happens more in high school than so in college. And for sure it can happen in college, but it happens more so in high school than at the higher levels though.
Yeah. You made a great point when you said that, because it's a lot of people who, that is a life-changing situation right there. And I say that because you might have a coach that looks at your frame and sees the way you play, and he thinks of his favorite player. So you look like a safety in his eyes, but your frame is not a safety frame. So just because you, and I'm just throwing a hypothetical out there, just because you look like somebody that he likes, he pushes you in that, he puts you in that position. Yes, because he feel like you would succeed because of stuff like that. But ultimately, if you tell him no, now what are you dealing with? Because I want you to look like this person who I know you can play like him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a tricky situation. And that's why I say you got to have that leverage. Because in a sense, it's like, I don't know, it's a tricky situation because even with leverage, the coach could still bench you. It's a very tricky situation. I just think the approach is totally it's how you approach the situation. And I think you have that leverage when you have more than 3 offers at the same position. So if you're not a unicorn, which I think that's rare, we only got that one. But if you're not somebody who's just tearing it up where they just can't make a decision, or you somebody who's tore it up at this specific position and you played corner all year and you got reps at safety, everybody's offering you at corner, that's God's calling for you. If you're getting offers for, now here's the thing, bro, because nowadays a coach is coming to look at that and they looking at your frame and they're like, oh, that's our slot corner right there. That's our guy. You coming here, you coming to Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
But since times are different, now coaches aren't thinking like that because they was putting true linebackers on slots.
Yep.
You got me? So flip the game and flip you in that, put you in this era with that talent. Come on, bro. You get what I'm saying? So
I definitely do.
it's a certain kind of leverage you gotta have, but it's also Man, it's just a fickle situation. It's just a situation where you got to be very smart about how you approach it, and how you and who you getting coached by. Ultimately, man, they ultimately got to see you from more than one angle of just being a. They got to see you a more. They got to see. They got to really know you.
Yeah, yeah.
Straight out.
That's why it comes down to, especially at the next level, it comes to fit. I feel bad for athletes who are like they just declared athletes because they got it the worst. They gonna touch 6 positions prior to them actually getting on the field. I seen it with my own teammates when I got to the D1 level. It was a receiver. He was playing DB, but he played receiver his whole life, and they were trying to make him a DB just because he could do it. And then they finally moved him back. It's just like, why you gotta put this guy through this? Why are we doing this?
Why
Right?
y'all put him through that position, and it was unnecessary.
Unnecessary. And then because you felt like, oh, we can fill in a hole with this guy, you messing up his career. And I've seen it. I've seen it when I was coaching in high school. I would start training the guy. His dad was like, "Hey man, we gonna come over to the high school." He came over. We was like, "Man, you the missing piece." He was getting, he was getting recruited. He just came from a camp, and Fresno State was like, "Man, we really like you at free safety." He was getting recruited at free safety. We like, bro, you gonna play free safety? We gonna move you like this, and that. Bro, he ended up going to another school because his frame compared to the other kids that he was playing with, they put him at
Linebacker.
DN linebacker, and had him blitzing and had him play running back. Why he get hurt? He get hurt playing running back and don't even finish the year. And then it's like once that season over, like his life just went down. Like we talking about personal, things that wasn't family, like all these things. It was just because he chose to go somewhere that they lied to him and told him, "Oh yeah, you gonna play this, and that." But as soon as he got there, "Oh, we putting you here." So it comes down to kids understanding true fit and the coaches communicating what are your true intentions, right? This is why I'm glad kids are able to leave because coaches lie. They lie. They just wanted to get you there. But then the coaches having the ability to see you much greater than what you did play. See, this is what I don't understand because there is some quarterbacks who never ever played another position a day in their life. But you can be like, oh, he's gonna play corner. We're gonna recruit him, we're gonna play corner. How are you gonna choose a quarterback that never played corner a day in his life and you gonna recruit him over another corner who actually is productive at corner, but you like, oh, we gonna offer this quarterback and we're gonna put him at corner. It's like, how do you even how are you even capable of doing that? Don't even make sense to me.
That's a relationship base.
Don't make sense.
That's relationship based recruiting.
Fact.
You don't win like that. You can go to Boobalaka State if you want to do something like that because they're not. I don't know, like you said, they got to see through it, man. They ultimately got to see through it. They got to have that faith, man. But like I said, we throwing flags on the coaches so they get that better understanding that you do not have to put your life on the line for 65 other players or 75 other players. You got to have a real conversation, be an adult, be a young adult, um, man, and you're ultimately gonna see how your career shapes out once you step up for yourself.
Facts. Facts. Facts, man. Bro, you got any other topics you want to discuss?
Not tonight. I think we covered everything pretty much. That we had some good gems we dropped on them. I know I'm gonna work on something for next week. But as far as that goes, man, that flag on the coach was good for him tonight.
Yeah, man. Another great episode. Shout out to Ed Blount, man. Disrupting the space. Man, Aaron, it's always good to be on with you, man. And bro, we're gonna keep moving forward with this, man. Keep moving forward.
We got to, man. Let's keep throwing flags on the culture, man. I appreciate you, man. Let's keep inspiring. Keep showing love, man. Y'all tap in with us, man. We're not only trainers, man. We definitely do more than just train you. Train you from the top, from head to toe. So if you need it, man, just reach out.
Facts, man. Facts. Man, that's a wrap, y'all. Talk to y'all.
All right, now.
All right.